get married, I go there. They come to my house for my children's marriage and so on and so forth. But publicly, I will oppose them tooth and nail, and they do oppose me as well. So it's a kind of a strange society where you have a social interaction, but you can violently disagree with each other.
More questions? Amal, Pooja, Sarah? Okay.
Well, I think it's very difficult for me to gauge what percentage. But let me put it this way, that when I look at the ordinary people in Pakistan, they only gain by wanting human rights. They have nothing to lose. So they are your best allies. But as you go higher in terms of people's economic wealth, they're not that concerned about human rights. When you go to girls' colleges and schools, women are more, they are supporters of human rights because they are more vulnerable. So it's not that, I can't say that they would 20% to 30%, but I would say that there is a critical mass out there that would support human rights. And the fact is that I'm right in saying that there's a critical mass, because politicians will never do anything unpopular. And today, if politicians are getting up and saying honor killing must be stopped because they know that it's a popular thing to do. When today they are saying violence against women should be stopped, they know it's a popular thing to be saying. Nobody, no politician dare get up today and say, well, because there is conflict in this country, we must be given some leeway of torture. I assure you, that politician would be lynched. I mean, very recently, there was a lynching of a woman or a few women in a public protest, and everybody was outraged. Now, previously they would have said, women, why were they there at the protest? They didn't. Nobody said that. Even the mullahs are beginning to change, because they have seen even worse what has happened in our country. I mean, you have the terrorists, Islamic terrorists, who are so extreme that the mullah feels that they've lost ground. They can't be extremer than them. So I think things are beginning to change. And also, mind you, that in Pakistan, no mullah has ever got elected to power, ever. So while people may be, let us say, conservative in their views, and they talk a lot in terms of cliches and, for example, they will have no idea how to treat minorities, whether they're linguistic minorities or religious minorities or ethnic minorities. Yet at the same time, they are very sharp in knowing what is good for them. For example, there is a rising demand for education for females, even in the remotest areas of the country, rising demand. And so politicians know that. They are now saying, okay, we will give you education. So I think that this way things will change. They're not going to change overnight. And I do believe that the allies are the non-Muslims in Pakistan, the ethnic minorities in Pakistan, the impoverished in Pakistan, the trade union in Pakistan, because they do want rights.
So change, as you said, will come. And it reminds me of something your daughter said to you when you returned home from jail one night, where she said, all of your struggles will lead to the emancipation of women in Pakistan, but those rights will come just an hour early, just 1 hour early because of your struggles. But you said, well, that's that 1 hour that I'm fighting for. And that is that very precious time period. And during that time period, you've done so much, Asma, including changing the minds of mullahs. I remember a time when I was with you in 2005 in Pakistan, when the mullahs were protesting against girls and women engaging in sports. And you organized a mixed gender marathon in Lahore. And here, your generation of women in your salwar kameezes, ran a marathon, ran or walked a marathon, and this was publicized on TV. Yes. You were beaten up publicly, and the mullah said, we can't watch this aberration, this abomination on TV. And you replied, then knock off the TV. That's as simple as that. So with that, I want to thank you, but I want to ask Dean Ruger to conclude. And would you like to say a few words?
Just very briefly conclude with our heartfelt thanks. We're really honored by your presence and your words. It's very inspirational to have you here. And I think we all learned an immense amount and are very proud that you're here at Penn. So thank you. Please join, all of you, please join us at the reception after the court.
Thank you very much. Thank you.